Hi there, good afternoon, and welcome to Techopia Live. Thank you so much for joining us. We are here today at KRP Properties. There is so much more space, and if you do not know this already, we are here today showcasing, once again, one of the tech companies right here in Ottawa, making some waves on both a local and a global perspective. Today, I am joined by the president and founder of Arvizio, Alex Berlin. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
Alex, now we are going to jump straight into I see it's right there next to you. Can you pass that to me a little bit? So yes, so we're going to talk about AR and VR, and this is always a very exciting aspect for us to talk about because it is such a fast-moving industry. Period. So I'm going to pass the mic to you and let you just explain to us a little bit. Firstly, Arvizio's platform and how that stands out from what's currently in the market.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Thank you so much for inviting me today. So I'm a co-founder and president of Arvizio. I've been working on several startups in the Ottawa area for a number of years. And this one is an exciting venture that I started together with my business partners from previous ventures like Cloudlink, where I worked with Jonathan Reeves, and I worked also with Boris Vorobyov, my business partner from Ambercore. And we started this venture to address an exciting market. This market is called Augmented and Mixed Reality market. There are a lot of people who are involved in this. There are hundreds or thousands of startups that build virtual reality applications focused on gaming, focused on entertainment. What Arvizio is trying to achieve. We are trying to bring these new technologies and disrupt the enterprise augmented and mixed reality market. Our platform that is called Mixed Reality Platform is designed as an enterprise class software platform with focus on industries like architecture, engineering, construction, industrial engineering, energy sector, and ability to address a variety of use cases for users in these applications. And one of the biggest advantages of augmented and mixed reality is its ability to mix virtual objects with a physical world. And this is amazing. It is truly amazing. It opens up completely new type of applications. So what is different about Arvizio? We can work with very large and complex engineering models, whether these models come from architects or construction companies that design new buildings, new infrastructure, or design new machinery. We enable this type of digital assets to be brought into life, literally. So you can take this model and bring it to real interactions in the physical world.
Thank you for that wonderful explanation of how you are applying it. Now, I was hoping you can give me some real-world applications of what you have done thus far, and maybe even companies and/or industries that you've worked with where you've applied this augmented reality or mixed reality.
Excellent question, thank you. So in terms of our current customer base and where we're seeing the most momentum, such as I mentioned, AEC industry, architecture, engineering, construction, and industrial engineering, like automotive, design, aerospace industry. And why is that? The reason is very simple. People design very complex machinery, or they design buildings. And one of the biggest applications for this is really to bring these assets into real world and help people to achieve better operational efficiency or generate new revenue, enable new business. There are two typically use cases that I would say two buckets of use cases. One, where you use augmented and mixed reality to bring your designs into physical world and interact with customers in what we call mixed reality, shared, multi-user, multi-site experience, where you can involve your customers located remotely, you can involve remote experts, and interact with them in real world with virtual objects like they were physical objects. So this enables new revenue, Imagine a construction company designed a new bridge, and they want to see how this bridge fits in the physical reality. Using devices like Microsoft HoloLens, you can take the model of this bridge, scale it to life size, and put it into physical world, and teleport yourself or interact with other people that represented by avatars remotely. This is type of examples. You can use it for virtual prototyping, where you can, early in the cycle in your project, design and interact with other engineers and detect early problems without actually building the physical prototype. So it generates enormous savings if it works for your use case.
Thank you once again. I mean, that's fascinating how just the potential and the support that these platforms can provide and the experience, as you say, that it enhances. Now, I'd really like to know if you can elaborate a little bit. Recently, you've collaborated, you've created a partnership with Verizon, and it has to do with 5G in general as well. So maybe you can share with us a little bit what that partnership looks like and what lies ahead.
Absolutely. So 5G is a new technology that has a clear differentiation versus existing technology in terms of very low latency and high bandwidth. So at the end of the day, all of the mobile devices and devices like next generation augmented or mixed reality headset are relying on wireless technology to be connected. To ensure seamless experience for users. And if you design applications that are sensitive to latency and, for example, 3D objects and rendering is always dependent on good quality wireless connection. So 5G brings its benefits. And we partnering with Verizon on trying to bring AR/MR application platform to enterprise users. We were selected by Verizon to be part of the 5G innovation lab in New York City. There are 6 startups that were selected. We are the only Canadian startup that was selected there. 5 others were from New York City. So we're really excited about this and continue working with Verizon on developing and furthering our partnership in this area. We also work with some leading construction AEC companies in the world. Some of the largest companies like Bechtel or KBR in the United States and several others. We are working with companies like SNC Lavalin in Canada as well. So it's an early market, but it's very exciting.
Now, let's see. Here's the big question. 5G. What does that not just mean for the augmented reality and of course mixed reality, but I'd love to know from you, what do you see the next year looks like? I know usually we say to companies, how does the next 5 or 10 years look like? But it seems like this industry is moving so fast. There's so much happening. I mean, it's so much more than Pokemon Go. So I'd love you to share with us a little bit what 5G would enable you to do we're sitting here in pretty much the bedrock of networks and 5G development as well in Canada. Maybe you can give us some insight on that.
Absolutely. So, as I mentioned, 5G is definitely is promising to be a big enabling technology for applications that are sensitive to latency and bandwidth, and obviously augmented reality and mixed reality applications, especially for enterprises dealing with very large models, require superior performance and low latency. So I do see this technology enabling new types of use cases, especially for field workers. Or let's say you have construction sites where today it's very difficult to get good coverage. 5G technology promises to bring this type of connectivity and enable applications. We're not focused ourselves on infrastructure. Our software is actually hardware and OS agnostic. So we would welcome any underlying infrastructure that allows us to deliver better results for our clients. But I believe 5G would be a great accelerator for many mobile technologies that required in augmented and mixed reality world.
Now, next year, how does the next year look like?
The next year looks actually really exciting from AR, MR market perspective. If I don't look 3 or 5 years down the road, because a lot of analysts predict humongous numbers and market size. But in the next year, what I see, actually later this year, I see a lot of innovation coming to fruition from some companies that compete with Microsoft in this space, companies like Magic Leap, ODG, several others bringing new headsets that would enable a variety of new use cases. Obviously, Microsoft is making big drive in this space. We actually just got approved as a Microsoft mixed reality partner. So we are doing a lot of work together with them, and we'll be exhibiting at annual show in 2 weeks in Las Vegas, Microsoft Inspire. So I'm very encouraged by initial traction, and I think the next year will be the year when we're going to see much bigger adoption by enterprises of this technology. In fact, the latest review from Artillery, one of the leading analyst firms, saying that the next year will be the year of turning point, if you wish, for enterprises starting to adopt this technology.
So let's just say you're in the right space, which is great. Thank you so much for joining me today, Alex. If you are watching this, you're watching Techopia Live. We are here today at KRP Properties, and I'm sitting down with the president and co-founder of Arvizio, Alex Berlin. Alex, thank you so much. It is so clear that your passion and your drive and your excitement about this industry. It is amazing to know that it's happening right here in our city. There's so much development, innovation, creativity, and of course, just once again, leadership in this area taking place. So thank you for joining us today. Congratulations with all your success, and we look forward of seeing you in the mixed and augmented reality more often.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you guys for joining us. Have a great day. Bye.